Alright, go.
Hi, I'm Kelsey.
I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Taylor Podell.
And we are answering the first question to the Democratic Party. What are the different points of view of people within your party? And we first wanted to say that the majority of the Democratic Party in America would be considered anti-gun, so it's a little unusual that in our party specifically, we have quite a few Democrats that are either pro-gun or believe in this legislation. And this might be due to our Texas heritage, our rugged individualism of Texas heritage, and this might also be due to personal experience or views of the individual.
Within our group, the greatest concern at hand is safety, because most of the provisions in our bill have to do with safety of people in the university and the students themselves, and etc.
Another argument is that college students are adults, and adults should be able to make their own decisions. In the National Democratic Party, the minority of students argue that college students are adults, so they should be allowed to carry guns on campus. But in our group, the majority of the Democratic Party argued that college students are adults, and for that reason, we voted yes to this legislation.
Slow that part down again.
I'm Paige. I'm Jasmine. And Group 9, this is Group 9, question 2 for the Democratic Party. Question is, did your party think this legislation should be passed? Why or why not? The Democratic Party as a whole decided that the legislation should be passed. Although this is unusual for the Democratic Party, the reason for this is to further protect citizens, to ensure that they feel safe on campus, and to protect their Second Amendment rights.
The Democratic Party in the U.S. normally is in favor of strict gun control, but as a result of many of us being born and raised in Texas, we're surrounded by them and thus are more lenient towards them. We feel as long as certain precautions are taken and safety is in check, then we think that legislation should be passed.
Kyle Gaynor, and we are answering the questions about what amendments or revisions were the most difficult to add to our bill. One amendment that we added to our bill is that students must submit a copy of their concealed handgun license to the health and safety offices at the university. As a Democratic Party, we agreed mostly on the issue, and it wasn't very hard to come up with these amendments. We had almost a unanimous decision, but it wasn't easy, and that's what we ended up with for one of the amendments.
Alright, I'm Chelsea. And we also proposed that we would give police an extra stipend to allow extra security on campus. This would allow students to feel safer on campus and not feel the need to carry a concealed firearm.
Hi, I'm Angela, and students should be allowed to carry some sort of weapons such as pepper spray, a pocket knife, or even a handgun for a couple of reasons. The first and most significant reason is safety. And walking around campus alone at night is not a happy feeling. Anyone can be lurking around but does not belong and harm you in any way.
Right?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm Jordan. I am with the Republican Party, and I'm answering, were you able to compromise with the majority party? What amendments or revisions were passed against your party's bill? We were very fortunate in the fact that we did not have to compromise. Our entire party is pro-gun, and the majority of theirs is pro-gun. Throughout our legislative process, we had the honor of working with very open-minded individuals who were more than considerate of our views, and in turn we supported their views as well.
I'm Joey Reyes. I'm also with the Republican Party, and I'll be answering the second part of the question, what amendments or revisions were passed against your party's will. None of the amendments were added to this legislation were passed against our will. Both of our parties shared an opinion and were very willing to cooperate. In addition, the safety of the students, campus securities, and school boards affected by this bill was the biggest concern of both parties, making this cooperation even more productive.
Is that it?
I'm Robert Peterson. I'm with the Republican Party. My question was, what concessions did the majority party make to gain minority support? During the creation of the legislation, both parties had the unique opportunity to work with undivided minority Republican Party and undivided minority Republican Party that shared the same views as the majority of the Democratic Party. This meant the only concessions that had to be made were to the divided members of the Democratic Party. To their credit, these opposed members were wholly supportive and open-minded of the legislation and were most invaluable in tailoring it to appeal to others who would be opposed to it.
Hi, I'm Joshua Davis, and I'm with the Republican Party. My question was, what moves did the minority party make to gain support from individual members of the majority party? As stated before, we held the unique position of being both undivided in our opinions and of having the support of the majority party. As a result, we did not have to make any moves to gain support. However, our largest contribution to making this bill more acceptable to those opposed to it was the First Amendment clause legislation detailing the need for additional campus-specific registration.
Great.